Artist, in my opinion, the Rolling Stones. John, your thoughts?
I think, to be honest, you've probably listened to more Rolling Stones than me. I would agree. And anything I've heard from them, I've enjoyed. I appreciate that, obviously, it's not my generation's music. It's not my generation's sound. Everything I've heard from them doesn't nothing's ever really upset me or set me off or anything like that. But as you say, when they're like known, like everyone's wearing the t-shirt, it's band versus brand again. I've got one Rolling Stones album in my collection, and it's like, I think it's...
Is it the greatest hits?
No, it's not actually. Is it Let It Bleed with the cake on it?
Oh, okay. You see, I haven't heard that one. I've listened to a lot of Rolling Stones. My favorite album is those girls. Great album, right? Even though I can't properly get the name of it. Great album, but they're one of those bands that you buy a greatest hits album, and their greatest hits album, I had one, and it was like 4 discs because they've got so many errors. But I like the Rolling Stones, and this is what I wanted to make a point of in this list. None of the artists I have said, unless I've specified that I did not enjoy them, like Iron Maiden. I enjoy all of the artists, thoroughly enjoy all of them, but I think they're overrated. I think the Rolling Stones are a very talented band, really good band. Again, a band of the time. They were a band of the 60s and the 70s. When you compare them, my personal opinion, to the Beatles, as many people do, it's night and day. Night and day, mate. Beatles win hands down, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion. Now, the Rolling Stones released a album last year, 2023, and the Hackney Diamonds, you listen to that.
Don't you get angry with me. Go on, give us one.
Pretty much that, yeah. Don't get angry with me. Why are you angry? That album, I was quite looking forward to, because I quite liked that angry song that came out. And then that was it. It was a very vanilla album. Even Lady Gaga featured on it and things like that. And it was just, it's the Rolling Stones. You know what you're getting. You know exactly what you're going to get. You've gone to the sweet shop and you wanted a bag of Walker's crisps, and there they are. Oh, there's a Walker's crisp. It's ready salted. I know exactly what they taste like. I like the taste of them. Yeah. Am I going to get a naughty cheese and onion in there? No, of course I'm not. I'm going to get ready salted. Ready salted. The Rolling Stones. The brand is fucking everywhere, and they are vanilla. They're good, but you know what you're getting.
You mentioned before the Beatles. I think that's an interesting one, because the thing is with the Beatles, and to be honest, they're not one of my favourite bands, but I don't really want to go there. But the thing is with the Beatles is they changed and they did various things, and throughout looking back at it now,
they evolved.
Yeah, compared to many bands' careers, it was short lived. It was only about a decade, if that. And during that decade, they did so many different interesting things. They branched out. Now, the Rolling Stones, as far as I'm aware, unless they've got like a black metal album that they did in 2003 that I'm not aware of, they've never really changed. It's always the 12-bar blues and stuff like that. But this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to give them a little bit of defence. If I had the choice between playing Here Comes the Sun or Paint It Black, I'm going to pick Paint It Black. If I've got a choice between A Hard Day's Night or Give Me Shelter, I'm going to pick Give Me Shelter.
That is fair. I think a lot of people compare the Stones and the Beatles, because not only were they around at the time and they were like the biggest British band, was early Beatles and early Stones were very, very similar. The early variations before the Beatles evolved, before the Stones evolved. The Stones went more rock heavy, the Beatles went more psychedelic and experimental, and that's fine. But I still think the Rolling Stones are massively, massively, massively overrated, and that's just my opinion.
I will agree to an extent. I think they're rated. I think what they did. I like to look at it from like a historical kind of point of view and the influence they had, especially on like how their music was like a massive influence on kind of like the soundtrack of Vietnam and stuff like that. But yeah, I think your point is valid.
Thank you for validating.